You are listening to K-Sera on CADA, and I'm so excited because my friend Blxst has come all the way into the studio to say g'day to me. Welcome, bro.
What's up? The eagle has landed.
The eagle has landed. And I've just got to say, welcome to Australia.
Thank you.
How do you feel being in Australia?
I feel good being out here. The people, y'all so nice out here.
Yeah?
It's good hospitality.
Yeah, well, we love you. And I was at the concert last night. Of course, that's your first show in Australia.
Yep.
Tell me, the love was real. I felt it in the room. How did you feel?
It was live. Even before I got on stage, just hearing everybody scream. I was nervous last night, but when I popped out, it was nothing but love. So.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I was just so impressed and so proud of my city showing out like that and knowing every word.
Yeah, top to bottom. They was going word for word, bar
Absolutely.
for bar.
Now,
legendary.
I know everybody's going to want me to ask this. The beautiful singer you have on stage, and I know she tours with you a bit. Tell me, who is she?
Her name is Cheyenne Wright. Please remember the name Cheyenne Wright. She a future legend. She been carrying me the whole tour, you know. She my backbone. That's my cheat code when I go on tour.
Yeah, she amazing. I mean, just incredible vocals, just beautiful.
Absolutely.
Tell me, of course, this is the beginning of your tour down under. Of course, you were in New Zealand before, but geez, you've been everywhere.
I need to sit down somewhere. I'm going too hard.
You are. I mean, but it's been such a wonderful, obviously Before You Go was such a successful album. And of course we had the issues of COVID as well. We just sort of coming out of COVID. And then you go from lockdown and, you know, in the studio to this massive world tour. How have you adjusted physically?
I don't know. I feel like I'm just in a certain zone right now. I try not to overthink like personal life. I like to separate my business and personal. So
yeah,
right now I'm on go mode. You feel me?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just been incredible. And of course, today we see the LA Times have you in this incredible feature, the soundtrack of LA. How does that feel?
That's a lot. I think it's kind of like a lot of pressure though, but I feel like I deserve it in the same sense, you know, because I've been putting in work for a long time. People just now waking up, but I appreciate that. I
mean, you absolutely have. Tell me, of course, and we're talking about the tour schedule.
Yeah.
Tell me, you've played some of the biggest festivals in the Northern Hemisphere summer.
Yeah.
Tell me one that stands out for you.
I would say Wireless Festival.
Yeah.
That was a crazy, experience. Especially, that was like the biggest crowd I ever been in front of too.
Was that your first time in the UK?
Yeah, first time.
Wow.
First time. Well, actually, no, my second time. I'm tripping. I did a show out there earlier last year.
Well, I don't wonder why you're confused as to where you are, because every second day on your gram you seem to be waking up somewhere else. Tell me, what's been the most surprising place that you've played that you just didn't expect them to be such massive fans?
Even in the States, I would say Utah. That's just like a random.
Yeah, Utah's a crazy place.
That's a random place, but the love, it seemed like the smaller circuits be the most genuine fans, you know?
Yeah. And I noticed you last night, you throw up a few tracks there that really separate the men from the boys in the sense of who was the original day one fans.
Yeah.
I love seeing that. And of course, it's hard for you being a new father, being away as well. Mm-hmm. How's that been?
It's a challenge, I try to make sure I tap in as much as I can, but like I said, I'm in the zone a lot, but I got a good support system back at home, so I just try to keep that in mind.
And speaking of great support systems, obviously this has been a huge leveling up for you this year. And for people who don't know, obviously I've had you on the show before and I talk about it all the time. I mean, you're 14 and 15 as a kid, a producer, self-taught. You go on to do beats for a stack of people, struggle to get, acknowledged as the artist that you are. Then you go on to put out, and you become one of the biggest artists in the world now. What an incredible journey. What incredible focus and dedication. But as you level up, that also means that your team have to level up.
Yeah.
And the business of Blxst also has to level up.
Absolutely.
How do you separate that from the creativity? Because the pressure on you now, there are people that are feeding their kids off checks that you're cutting. Mm-hmm. So the pressure now on you must be incredible. Yeah. How does having a good team play into you being able to separate?
My team is everything. Shout out Vic and Carl. Shout out everybody on my team. At Eagle, we have at least 10 employees just under our independent situation, and everybody on healthcare and everything. So we just try to empower everybody around us, because if one man is winning, then You know, if that man fall
Yeah.
off, then
Yeah.
everybody lose. But if everybody's strong, we can keep each other up.
Yeah, we all go, not one stays behind. I love that. I love
Sure.
that. I love that. And tell me, you've been and for people who don't know, and I'm just reiterating this from the last chat we had, you were you're the CEO from day one.
Yeah.
You had a vision from day one. You were incredibly invested in merchandise and other revenue streams from day one.
Yeah.
How is Eagle Records, what are we doing now? And how did you level up again in the game?
Man, you know, I mean, of course, outside of signing artists, we also have Eagle Ventures as well. So we've been early investing, you know, funding other companies. Right now, one of our investments is a company called Chubby Snacks,
Ooh.
which is like a healthy peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But it's sold over 1 million in Whole Foods this year. So
Well, isn't that awesome? I mean, and also encouraging people to live better,
Yeah.
live better, eat better, be better.
yeah, we want to invest in things that we feel that'll move the culture forward in a good way. You feel me?
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Now, of course, the pressure is on now for the next album.
Yeah, we on the way. I got a flawless 4-pack coming soon.
Woo!
Yeah, so look
And
out
I hear
for
there's
that.
a couple of features on there.
Yeah, we got some top tier features. You know, I dropped the first project just for clarity, so this is part 2 from that. But I think I just gotta, you know, take it to the next level.
Take it to the next level. And I know this is going to tide us over until the next full body of work.
Yeah.
Have you started working? Have you started thinking about it yet? Or are you just waiting to give yourself clear
Yeah.
your head a bit?
I got a title right now. I'm not gonna announce it, but you know, I'm real conceptual with my album, so
Yeah.
I don't want to rush it. I want to make sure it's perfect and make sure it's cohesive with my last body of works as well.
Yeah, tell me. I can see. I could see you being a bit of a perfectionist, and you know, it's hard to let a song go. But you're also a producer.
Yeah.
So how do you decide what track you're keeping for yourself and what track you're going to give to somebody else?
I'm a fan of music at the end of the day, so sometimes I have an idea and I feel like it'll be better if somebody else sang it or if somebody else was on this beat. I'm never selfish. I feel like music is not for me, it's for the world, you know.
I love that. Was there a track on this album that you almost gave to somebody else?
No.
Nah, you kept them all for
Yeah,
yourself.
for sure.
Tell me, of course, so we're super excited. The next album is probably going to drop sometime next year.
Absolutely.
Visuals. There's such an interesting debate at the moment about visuals. I just saw somebody put something up on saying, oh, you know, the video is overrated now because nobody has the attention span for a video. I think that's absurd, and I think that making grown-ass artists have to TikTok to get attention is terrible. But how do you feel about that?
I mean, to each his own. Me personally, I have a certain niche with my videos. Like, I do video series to where all of the videos tie in with each other, kind of like a Netflix series.
Yeah.
And I started it during the pandemic because when everybody was home, it was like binge watching. So I had people like binge watch my music videos for my albums. And I think you just got to be creative with it.
Yeah. So we'll be expecting some big visuals for the next album.
Come on,
There we go. We
absolutely.
just pressured you again. Tell me, of course, and I love the fact that, and I say this a lot, that I think the truest artist you can get is somebody who can do the whole song.
Yeah.
So you do everything from the beat, and then you're the artist. There are only a few people that do that. I mean, Kanye West is one, Pharrell,
Yeah.
Eric Sermon.
Wow.
I don't know if I can know anybody else. I mean, you're in an exclusive club there. Is there anybody else you can think of that can do what that team does?
It's a certain handful, but that's crazy that
Yeah.
you listed those names.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. Well, you're in that club.
Man,
That's
more
another
pressure.
level.
More
pressure. I'm sorry. Listen, I did want to talk a little bit about Bino because he was, you know, him and Eric Bellinger were two people that were so integral.
For sure.
And of course King. We should give King a shout out as well. Oops.
Hey, okay,
Yeah.
you tapped in. You
But
tapped
Bino,
in.
of course, we haven't had a lot of him. He hasn't sort of had the crossover that a lot of the other people have. But I do want to give him a shout out because he was, of course, Nipsey's protege, and he was a great friend of yours, and very integral in those early days of making noise. So,
For sure.
So I mean, I wish you'd bring him out next time.
I have to. You know, Bino was one of the ones early on that kind of gave me the platform. Like, people only knew me as a producer in
Yeah.
LA. And him being under Nip, he had a strong presence in the city. And him, you know, putting his arm over my shoulder, gave the world an ear.
Yeah.
Of who Blxst is.
Yeah. Now tell me, is it Jay Million who are we watching out for? Who are we watching out for next on Eagle Records?
Jay Million, that's the young one coming up.
Yes. What about the chance you're going to sign an Australian artist while you're here to the label?
Hey, you never know. Gotta stay tuned. Gotta stay tuned.
How does an artist get at somebody at Eagle Records?
You know, just I'm pretty easy to get to. I look at all my DMs.
Yep.
If it's something I'm a fan of, I don't mind replying to it.
Yeah, there you go. Hit him up in the DM, people. Get your music to him. And once again, humbled and blessed for you to come all the way in here to see me, Blxst. I wish you nothing but success, and I can't wait to see you win your 10th Grammy.
Wow. I like that. I'll be back soon just to see you. And I owe you a gift. You got me a gift, so when I come back, I got you.
Excellent. Excellent. Sure. All right, let's get into Chosen now, peoples. Of course, Blxst is heading to the Gold Coast. He's going to be at Promised Land. Make sure you get there and see him. Make loads of noise. Know every word. Do us proud. And you are listening to K-Sera on CADA.